What's up, everyone? Matt back for another Who Are They Real review. And today, I'm here to talk to you about what some consider to be a childhood classic. Not so much for myself personally, but I know a lot of people were curious about it. And how could you not be excited about Big Daddy Tom Hanks and his second film of this year? And that's Pinocchio, Disney's live action adaptation of their 1940s classic. Um, for those who don't know, Pinocchio is directed by Robert Zemeckis and stars Tom Hanks as Geppetto. And of course, you had the classic tale of Pinocchio, the little boy who's made of wood and is on his journey to become a real boy and has to do all these and has to do these tasks to prove that he deserves to be a real boy and so on and so forth. Well, we all know this story. So what we're really here to talk to you about is how does this film stand on its own in comparison to the 1940s classic? Well, first off, the cast is just great. I didn't want to say fantastic, but they're pretty great. Tom Hanks has a couple moments as Geppetto, especially when we first meet him when he's doing this song, this spoken word music type deal, and it's sad and beautiful, and you get a real look into how Geppetto is feeling. Um, Cynthia Erivo as the Blue Fairy, she is very. She's not in it as much as the original Blue Fairy, and that's something I do want to preface this. And I guess I should preface this. This is a Disney adaptation of a Disney film that takes some risks, and I know not a lot of people are used to that with the Disney adaptations. So getting back into the cast, uh, I want to say Keegan Michael Key as Honest John was great. Luke Evans as the coachman, who's the guy who takes all the children to Pleasure Island, um, and where they become donkeys and everything, really has a show-stealing number that only Luke Evans can do, and that was so fun. And there's a lot of fun to be had in here. It's not as dark. There's a couple. There's a new character that's technically a couple new characters, and when you see the film, you'll see what I mean. Um, when it comes to the puppet show that Pinocchio ends up being a part of, and that was a risk that I felt somewhat paid off. It comes back around, doesn't pay off completely, but it helps Pinocchio on his journey into becoming a real boy. Um, but the MVP, in my opinion, and this is just me being honest, is Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket. Oh my God, I didn't have this next to me. It was Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket, and man, how could you be more spot on with the casting? There were a couple times where he's doing this overacting accent like Jiminy Cricket, but he's still making the character his own, and ultimately that was really funny and interesting. It made for some great moments. Uh, but like I said, this isn't an exact shot for shot remake of Pinocchio, which is honestly something I appreciate because even though I like The Lion King, but granted, that's one of my favorite Disney movies, so I'm biased. A lot of people had issues that it was essentially a CGI shot for shot remake of that movie. Totally fair and understandable criticism. For people who had that criticism of The Lion King, you're not going to have that here because they took some character design risks. They took some story change risks compared to the Disney film, the original Disney film. And I think that's important. And Robert Zemeckis does a great job doing what Robert Zemeckis does best. And I think that is what you want to see from Pinocchio. Uh, uh, the actual puppet CGI is very nice. My biggest complaint, though, and this, I don't want to be the guy harping on child actors, but it's something that does bring the movie down. The young boy who played Pinocchio, his name is Brian Evan Ainsworth. he was a bit wooden, pun intended, and it happens sometimes with child actors. There's nothing you can really do, but it doesn't completely bring the movie down. So if I had to give this movie a rating, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Overall, fun experience. Definitely understand why it's on Disney Plus, but it's been one of Disney Plus's higher produced, higher tiered type of films. And that's cool. And Tom Hanks was awesome as Geppetto. I already said the MVP is Joseph Gordon-Levitt for me. But this is a nice cast ensemble film that doesn't fall apart because the lead in Pinocchio isn't totally up to snuff. But again, I don't like to harp on child actors. It happens. It is what it is. And we move on. But overall, a decent, fun experience that you can watch at home with your family or loved ones this weekend. Actually, today, because this drops today for Disney Plus Day. So if you haven't watched Pinocchio yet, please give that a look. Or watch this, then watch, or watch Pinocchio and then come back and watch this and tell me what you thought, because I'd love to hear what you all think about this film and how they did it. What changes did you like? What changes do you wish they didn't make? But come on back here, talk about Pinocchio. And with that, signing off, I'm Matt, and this was another Real Review. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow us all on all our socials, and we'll see you next time.